There is a legend concerning every great king, from Arthur on through Barbarossa, that says the king will return someday when his country needs him. Myths and legends about the sleeping emperor were passed down in German folktales. The Holy Roman Empire did not endure. She fell back into a patchwork of tiny city-states. Some would say Barbarossa's rule was a failure. But is it not a greater testament to the man that it was the force of his will alone that held the empire together? And what of Henry the Lion? With Barbarossa gone, there was nothing stopping him from returning to the Holy Roman Empire. But I am an old man now. What harm could I possibly do? Each night, I have the same two visions. One of a field of wheat stalks swaying in the wind. Another of bright, burning flames, trampling horse hooves, and loud screams. My people, the Visigoths, came to Roman lands not as an invading army, but as a people running from a scourge. No, a plague sent by God himself. We warned the Romans of the impending danger. They ignored us. They despised and distrusted our kind. They treated us poorly, gave us barren lands, and when we suffered famine, they made us sell our children for food. Inevitably, we went to war, and our great army struck a decisive blow to the Romans at Hadrianople. We slew their emperor and forced them to allow our people to settle in Roman lands. Our victory taught the Romans to not underestimate Gothic warriors. In exchange for the land they gave us, our young men would serve in the Roman armies, fighting alongside our former enemies. As wars broke out between the eastern and western halves of the empire, we gathered our spears and served Rome in battle. The dead bodies of young Goth warriors littered the flanks of the Julian Alps. For all the blood we shed, the Romans did not give us even a crumb of gratitude. A Gothic commander in the Roman army encouraged us to desert and go back to our people. Hardship is upon your families, wives and children, and your people need your help now more than ever, he said. Few had heard of Alaric, this Gothic commander, but he managed to gain a strong reputation during his service in the Roman army. He was a tall man with a voice that could silence a crowd. When Alaric spoke, all heads turned in his direction, and his eyes flickered with an inextinguishable fire. The elders of the Visigothic tribes elected Alaric king of the Visigoths. Never before had there been a single king, but never before had there been a man like Alaric. We were drawn into another war with Rome. The Romans had failed to fulfill their promises of lands for our families, and Alaric was determined to force them to remember their promises. He marched our army south into Greece. The days the Romans ignored the Visigoths are over, he declared. We will set fire to Hellas! Ancient cities, once renowned for their philosophers and soldiers, were sacked and burnt to ash. The world was changing rapidly, but Alaric had seen visions. Despite our victories, the Eastern Romans still refused to meet our envoys. Instead, we turned west. The half-Vandal general Stilicho was the driving power behind the Western Roman Empire. He knew Alaric from when our king served the Romans. We hoped Stilicho would be more willing to negotiate.